CCS, we're a design-to-build company. We specialize in creating plans, depending on the client's vision, getting it approved by the city, and then also doing the build itself. So that means basically creating from the ground up or doing remodel, things of that nature. That's what we specialize in.
What can you tell me about the fires? Are you guys working on the fires already?
Yeah, so we actually have, me personally, I have 4 projects I'm doing in Altadena. They're full fire rebuilds.
Nice.
Given that we're a full design to build company, we can actually help the clients a lot, because a lot of times clients have to go and find their own architects, their own engineers. They got the headache of dealing with their own insurance people. And then there's also the headache of just living in an unfamiliar property. Maybe you have kids, you don't even know, you still have your day-to-day job. You don't know where to start with this. We can take over the full process. So what I'm doing on the fire rebuilds that I'm doing right now, I've taken over everything. I'm helping them deal with their insurance. I'm helping them with their architectural, structural, getting a beautiful layout that they're gonna get really, really excited about. And then once we're done with the permitting, got everything approved, we're gonna fully rebuild these homes for them, do some nice hardscaping in the back, and hopefully rebuild something they can't wait to move back into. So we're very excited about our fire rebuilds right now. Obviously, it's a tragedy. We feel really horrible for the people that have gone through it. But the good news is that we are here to help. And me personally, I can tell a story that I have gone through it. My house in Arizona burned down. I went through the full process, and I learned a lot of things along the way that helped me assist the client, not only in understanding exactly where they're at right now in terms of their headspace, but what they need to be able to get their house up and running as fast as possible, and with all the beautiful designs that they ever dreamed of. So, very excited about our fire rebuild.
Is there a difference that people need to know between Altadena, fires, and Palisades?
Yeah, there's a lot of differences. Obviously, when you're in the Palisades, you're dealing with Cal OSHA, so that can add a lot of delays to the permitting process. When you're dealing with the Coastal Commission, they can be very tough. What we do know is that they are trying to expedite these permits and get people building as fast as possible. So they're not trying to get in the way of people rebuilding. When you're dealing with the Palisades, a lot of these are hillside properties, so there's some structural challenges that come with that in terms of compacted soil, making sure that everything is safe to be rebuilt on first. Altadena is a little bit more flat land. It's a lot easier to get started on the rebuild. But at the end of the day, this is a full push by the city, by our state officials, by construction companies like ourselves to get people back in their homes. And I'm very confident that we can start doing so very shortly.
I heard that if you want to change the layout of your house or increase the size, it's going to take longer to be approved.
So yeah, if you want to re-propose basically what they call a like-for-like home, basically you're not going to change anything with the layout, you're not going to add any sizes, remove any structural components, and what we've heard is that they will expedite those permits a lot faster. So I just want to rebuild the exact same home that was there, they're going to give you your permits faster. But a lot of people right now are using this opportunity while insurance is paying for them to live in another rental place to kind of fix some of the things inside their home that they were not happy with previously. So maybe their kitchen was too small, they want to do a bigger kitchen, they want to add some square footage while they're here, or maybe even build a separate ADU in the back. Right now is the best opportunity to start with a clean slate and get going. I don't think that the permitting process, if you're going to be changing the layouts, is going to push you back too much. At the end of the day, we're here to expedite and make sure that everything goes as smoothly and quickly as possible. So I'm confident that even if you want to make some changes, we can get it done for you.
What can you tell us about the cost?
There are some things that we have to do on a new rebuild, and it depends on the severity of the fire on your property. So if all of your utility lines were basically burnt down or are no longer working, we're going to have to also replace the utilities underground, which is obviously a little bit of an extra cost. Things like hardscaping, if your driveway no longer works and you need a whole new driveway, or if your backyard, all of your fences around your yard, all of these things can propose extra costs. The good news is most insurance companies, if not all, will have a certain provision in their insurance coverages that will allow for additional structures. So things like your burnt down garage, a shed, your fencing, your driveway. So ideally, we would like to be able to do all these things under your coverage limits, which is what I work very closely with my clients on. When we're in the design stage, we want to make sure that everything is going to fit within what your insurance limits are, so you don't have to pay out of pocket.
Right. I heard that you can build an ADU to start faster. What is it about?
Yeah, so I know the city of Altadena, for example, is allowing people to apply for expedited permits on the ADUs side. This will allow people to build an ADU in the backyard while they're still doing the permits for their main home or construction on their main home, so they can stay on their property, they have somewhere to live while they're rebuilding. This is really advantageous in two ways. Obviously, you're going to have an extra unit on your piece of land that you can rent out in the future or use for your mother-in-law or whoever it may be. But also, you don't have to rush your rebuild just to get back in the house. So you can take your time to make sure you do all the design elements that you want to do. You can take your time to make sure that you're rebuilding what may be your forever home for the next 40, 50 years exactly the way that you want, and not rushing it through because you need somewhere to stay.